Mick squinted at the horizon, a fiery sunrise painting the outback sky. He loved this time of day, the silence broken only by the kookaburra's laughter. 5 years ago, he swapped city sirens for the red dirt of Western Australia, finding peace after his wife's passing. His workshop, once a dilapidated shed, was now his sanctuary. Mick poured his grief into crafting bespoke furniture, each piece imbued with the scent of wood and a quiet resilience. He had found solace in anonymity, in the rhythm of his work, and the vastness of the outback. Then Cooper's Creek Mining announced new jobs. The town buzzed with a mix of hope and apprehension. Mick needed an extra pair of hands but was wary of the change it might bring. He posted the job advertisement, hoping to attract someone who understood the quiet dignity of hard work. The new bloke, Liam, arrived a week later. Wiry, with eyes that darted like desert birds, he seemed nervous. Mick put it down to city jitters, the outback a far cry from the concrete jungle. Liam was a quick learner, eager to please, his hammer blows finding a rhythm that resonated with Mick's own. One scorching afternoon, Mick caught Liam staring at a faded newspaper clipping pinned to the workshop wall. It was an article about the jewellery store heist that had rocked Perth years ago. The thief was never caught, but the robbery had left Mick with a gaping hole, not just in his shop, but in his soul. Liam's face was ashen as he turned, a strange glint in his eyes. The air thickened between them, the silence broken only by the rhythmic rasp of cicadas outside. Mick's gut clenched, a cold dread creeping up his spine. He knew that face, those haunted eyes. Liam was the shadow that had haunted him for years. The silence stretched, punctuated by the hammering of Mick's own pulse. The scent of sawdust and the metallic tang of fear hung heavy in the air. Liam! Mick's voice was rough, his throat tight. The jewellery store. Perth. Were you... Liam flinched, his face a mask of shame. He didn't speak, but his silence spoke volumes. Mick felt a surge of anger, the injustice of it all threatening to consume him. He grabbed Liam's shirt, pulling him close. Why, Liam, why? The words tumbled out, raw and ragged, years of pain and anger spilling into the open. Liam stood there, head bowed, accepting Mick's rage with a stoic silence. The setting sun cast long shadows, turning the workshop into a battleground of emotions. Mick's anger dissipated as quickly as it had flared, leaving him drained. He released Liam, the fight going out of him. He looked at the younger man, his shoulders slumped, his face etched with remorse. He saw not a monster, but a lost soul. I needed the money, Liam stammered, his voice barely a whisper. My mum was sick and I was desperate, but I regret it every single day. Mick looked at him, really looked at him. He saw the shame, the remorse, the desperate yearning for redemption. And in that moment, something shifted within him. I forgive you, Liam, Mick said, the words catching in his throat. It's done. Let's move on. The words hung in the air, heavy with unspoken emotion. Liam's eyes widened, disbelief etched on his face. He had expected anger, retribution, not this, forgiveness. It was as if a weight had been lifted from his shoulders, and he drew in a shaky breath, the first one that felt truly free in years. The next morning, Liam arrived early, his eyes no longer darting but meeting Mick's gaze with newfound confidence. He worked with a fervour, his hammer blows now imbued with purpose, not desperation. He spoke openly about his past, his voice thick with remorse but also with a glimmer of hope. Mick listened, offering a kind word or a nod of understanding. He saw the change in Liam, the way forgiveness had cracked open his hardened shell, allowing a glimmer of his true self to emerge. Weeks turned into months, the rhythm of their work a shared language that transcended words. They faced scorching summer days and frigid desert nights, the harsh beauty of the outback forging a bond between them. They shared stories, their pasts weaving a tapestry of hardship and resilience. Liam learned about the quiet grief that haunted Mick, the loss of his wife a constant ache in his heart. Mick, in turn, understood the desperation that had driven Liam to make a terrible mistake, a mistake that had haunted him ever since. They found solace in the shared weight of their pasts, their differences fading against the backdrop of the vast Australian sky. They were two souls, battered by life's storms, finding shelter in each other's company. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of burnt orange and deep violet, Liam spoke. "Mick," he began, his voice husky with emotion, "I have an idea. What if we combined our skills? Your craftsmanship, my eye for design. We could create something truly special." Liam's idea was to create a line of handcrafted furniture incorporating recycled materials, each piece telling a story of redemption and second chances. Mick, initially hesitant, felt a flicker of excitement. Liam's enthusiasm was infectious, and soon the workshop was abuzz with new energy. Their collaboration was effortless, each man's strengths complementing the other's. Mick's steady hand and years of experience blended seamlessly with Liam's innovative designs and eye for detail. They worked late into the night, fueled by shared dreams and the quiet satisfaction of creating something beautiful from the ashes of their past. Their first collection, aptly named Redemption, was a resounding success. Each piece, imbued with the raw beauty of the outback and the quiet dignity of their shared history, resonated with customers. Words spread like wildfire, their story of forgiveness and second chances touching hearts across Australia. For Liam, the success was more than just financial. It was a tangible symbol of his redemption. The guilt that had weighed him down for years began to lift, replaced by a sense of purpose and belonging. He had found a way to atone for his past, not by dwelling in shame, but by using his talents to create something beautiful and meaningful. Mick, too, felt a renewed sense of purpose. The bitterness that had lingered after his wife's death began to fade, replaced by a quiet contentment. He had not only forgiven Liam, but had also, in a way, forgiven himself for the pain he had carried for so long. Their story, a testament to the transformative power of forgiveness, became an inspiration to others. People wrote to them, sharing their own stories of hurt and redemption, their words a testament to the ripple effect of their actions. As the sun set on another day in the outback, casting long shadows across the red dirt, Mick and Liam stood shoulder to shoulder, watching the sky explode in a riot of colour. They had found more than just a successful business partnership. They had found a brotherhood forged in the fires of forgiveness, a testament to the enduring human capacity for change and the enduring beauty of second chances.